Let's try this again.
Call Daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call Daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call Daddy, tell him 25
What's good, everybody? Thank you all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. Y'all, we are here today to talk about the Real Housewives of Miami, Season 7, Episode 7, and the name of the episode is called Textual Tension. Now, my apologies. I know that this review is late, but I actually did try to do the review earlier, but I had some technical difficulties. I thought that I had recorded the video, and I did record something, but it wasn't me because I forgot to add myself to the stage.
Are you okay?
So I had just been putting it off, but look, we here. So the episode started off with Julia. Now Julia is at the farm with Martina and their sons Jackson and Luca. Jackson is the oldest one. He's 3 and Luca is 1. Julia says that the boys have made Martina move around like she's 20 years younger. Now she's 68, so I guess that means that she's moving around like she's 48. I actually heard that before. I remember Ashley was worried about having kids with Michael because he was old, and Karen told her, "Oh, girl, don't worry about that," because she said that she actually feels like Raven kept Ray younger. The only thing with having kids with them old men like that is that them kids be having a certain look to them.
Message!
Yeah, they're at the farm, and they're letting the kids feed the animals, and the kids don't look scared neither. The kids don't look scared at all. Okay, when I was that age, I would still be scared. Anything that wasn't walking with 2 hands, and I mean, anything that was walking with 2 legs to me, I was scared of, and I kind of still was scared of people. Adriana arrives, and she's being introduced to the boys. Alexia arrives as well, and she brought some donuts. She said that she had promised Jackson the next time that she sees him that she would bring him some donuts. And Alexia, baby, that is a nasty girl. That's a nasty bitch. Okay, I love it. She is so nasty. I feel like that her over here with these kids, she is kind of rubbing it in Adriana's face that she met these kids before. And these kids actually know me and you don't know them. That's what I feel like she's doing. Now, did y'all see? I know y'all seen it. Did y'all see that Alexia bit a donut and gave it to Jackson? And what was that, feeding it to Jackson, putting it in his mouth?
I don't like that.
Now, I know that y'all trying to play like, oh, we love these black kids, whatever, but y'all doing too goddamn much. I saw somebody like y'all. I saw somebody like, I gotta say it. I gotta say it, or my chest and shit gonna get to hurting, and I gotta say it. I saw somebody like. Now let me know if I'm reaching. Now Julia was in her confessional with Jackson. She had Jackson and Luca. They was both in the confessional, and Jackson was in the confessional eating a donut.
Major. You lying to me?
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't think that she would have let her child eat in the confessional. She wouldn't have her child in the confessional eat no donut. We see kids in the confessional all the time, and they don't be eating nothing. We've seen Kenya in a confessional with Brooklyn. We've seen Candy in a confessional with Ace and Blaze, and we ain't never seen them eat nothing in a confessional. And it's the reason why. Kenya wouldn't have Brooklyn in a confessional eat because it would look like Brooklyn ain't been fed. Right? Look like she hungry. For Julia to let this boy eat in a confessional just rubbed me the wrong way.
I'm sorry. I have to be honest about it.
It just rubbed me the wrong way that she would let that image come out like that about her son, because she wouldn't do that with her daughter. She adopted the boys. And that's what I'm saying. There sometimes is a difference. And it may not be with Julia. Martina probably would love the kids like they her own. I just don't see that when a person has already birthed children. She's not going to see those kids like her own because she would not have her children in no confessional eating no donut. It gave me a feed the hungry ad. The only thing that was missing was mosquitoes and flies.
I don't like this at all.
Kumo ended up FaceTiming Julia. He said that he's going to be in Miami. He's going to be honored at the National LGBTQ Task Force Gala. He invite all of the women. He tell all of the women to look fab. Y'all know Kumo was my first crush.
Oh my God.
I had to let him go though. Kumo was my first crush. I remember seeing Kumo. They had a audition tape for him for The Real World. Before the show actually came out, they showed everybody's audition tape, and I saw Kumo. He was from Houston. He had on like some black underwear. He was in a closet or something. He had on like some black boxer briefs on or whatever. I was like,
Man.
I think that was like my senior year, my junior or my senior year, and I used to play football at the time. and I would go hard in the football games because in my mind, Karamo was at the game. Right, and so I wanted him to notice me, so I used to go hard. Don't judge me. That's what was in my mind. Next, we see Larsa. Larsa is buying a home. She said that she loves her penthouse. It felt like a mansion in the sky, but she's buying a home for the first time on her own. The home has 5 bedrooms, and she's looking to decorate the closet, and she bought Stephanie alone because she's redecorating too. They didn't really talk about much in this scene. She talked about her having lunch with Lisa, and she told Lisa that she was lacking in the friendship department.
So let it go.
So now the women are going to the LGBTQ Task Force Gala. The girls arrive. Everyone is there except for Larsa. One thing I must say is I don't really like Julia like that this season, but Julia is a very beautiful woman.
No. Oh yes. No. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
I see why she used to be a model. Didn't y'all tell me she used to be a model? That is a very beautiful woman, though. She looked good. For the most part, everyone looked nice. Alexia had on the same dress that Giselle wore at the reunion. Hers is black, though. She got on the same dress. Kiki comes in with a bob. She got a bob, and she comes in with a trans woman named Carmen Carrera. Now, I watch Drag Race. I don't watch every season of Drag Race, but I do watch Drag Race sometimes. And sometimes I be here for it. Ruby getting on my nerves sometimes. I love Mother, but I can't. If I'm going to be watching the show, I need somebody to go home every season. It'd be too many saves for me. Rue got a lot going on, and I don't got time for the. One of the last seasons I watched this last season, but the season before that, Rue had like 3 saves in a row, and I ain't got time for that. If I'm watching the competition show, I need the people to go home. But no, I don't know who Carmen Herrera is. But this is history. I think this is like the first friend of the show that we got that's trans. I don't watch every Housewife show, but I don't think that we had a trans girl in the Real Housewives franchise. I think that she's gonna be a friend of because she's been to 2 events already, 2 events in 1 episode. So I think that it will make her a friend of. I wonder will she get a confessional? Well, I don't know. She's not an official friend of because we have already seen the cast photo and the friends up, and we know that's gonna be Kiki and Adriana. So she's not an official friend of. So we're probably not gonna get a confessional of her. The gala starts. Alexia shows Marysol that she's texting Todd, and she shares that she was with him last night and they made out.
I can't.
Do not.
Girl. Gertie is re-inviting the women to her all-white celebration of life. She said that they will also be donating money to breast cancer awareness. And so everybody's looking forward to going. So next, we fast forward, we're at Gertie's celebration of life. It's an all-white affair, and Gertie said that it marks her being 1 year cancer-free. Y'all, I don't know if I've said this before. I'm pretty sure I said it before, but I think it is amazing that Gertie, Kimmy, those are the only 2 people I could think of right now, showed their journey with cancer on a reality show. And I think that that is amazing because cancer doesn't discriminate. And I think by them showing their journey and actually beating it, that it gives a person who unfortunately will get that diagnosis, it gives them hope that they can beat it too. They won't be so defeated. They can think in them, because I feel like sometimes to do stuff, you have to see an example. And they can watch those seasons and see them going through their journey and feel like, yeah, I can beat it too. I really do love that they decided to show that on camera. I really do. People are starting to arrive. She got on this fab white outfit. Gertie looks good. Russell is there with the sons. And Gertie says, your attitude can be cancerous to you. And she said that if you don't let things go and you hold on to it, it can turn into stress. And stress is not good for anybody. Now, I remember when Lisa Rinna said that, and y'all got mad at that. People got mad when Lisa Rinna said that. The whole cancer center came out and said, oh, no, that ain't true, but he got Gertie over here saying it. See, the thing is, when y'all don't like a girl, y'all won't give them no credit. Julia is the first one to arrive, right? So she goes and talks to Gertie. She asks about the boys, and then she ended up telling Russell that she had boys, and Russell says, congratulations, good luck. And she got this look on her face like, they ended up playing this music, like stunned music, and she was like, gagged, like, oh, you gonna tell me it's congratulations, good luck? What did you want him to do, write a check? I mean, what else did you want him to do? What did you want him to say? You adopted 2 boys, right? Congratulations, good luck. What else is he supposed to say? Is he supposed to be jumping for joy? I mean, what do you want him to do? I don't understand. Then she ended up bringing up that her and Gertie had a moment. It wasn't a moment, baby. You assaulted her. Tell her what it was. She said, you know, and we are trying to move forward. He said that he hopes everyone is able to move past, but you can tell that he's pissed and he's trying to hold back. Like I feel like that he's trying to be a man and hold back, but he's pissed about it, and I am too, because I think that I would have still gave. I'm just being honest with you. I think that I would have gave Julia. Julia would have felt unwelcome because I would have told her, girl, after all that you seen Martina go through, and you threw a drink on my wife after her and your wife was going through the same thing. But I think that Julia probably needs to see a therapist or whatever. I think that she took out what she was going through with Martina on Gertie. I really do believe that. We found out that the event space used to be a church that Kiki and her mama used to go to. I don't know if I have I don't know. I don't know if I can party in a place that used to be a church now. The girls ended up arriving. I thought that Gertie was best dressed. It was her event. Of course, her outfit was more over the top and it looked nice. But I thought that I think that Lisa and Julia was best dressed after Gertie if I had to pick. Julia looks good. Julia, for the most part, me seeing Julia on this show, when she shows up to an event, Julia don't never look bad. Julia don't never look bad, and neither does Lisa. Julia shares with Adriana that she had a conversation with Russell, and then Julia had the nerve to say he heard Gertie's version of the story, and she looks like the bad guy. Julia, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. Let's just say that everything that Julia said about the cruise was correct. You still assaulted her.
Lying, trifling bitch.
You still assaulted her, so you are the bad guy. You are. Julia also shares that she went out with Alexia and Todd the night before, and Todd said that he was trying to win Alexia back. Okay? And Marysol is a lot like me. I don't really comment on nothing regarding relationships unless I'm asked. But she moves like me. Like instead of her dogging her friend out and saying, you know, this bitch weak as tissue and this nigga running her through the mud, only thing she do is just keep falling back. Like, I'm not gonna say nothing about my friend, let me just keep falling back. Alexia ended up sitting next to them and they tell her, girl, we talking about you. And then Stephanie ended up coming and sit down. Stephanie is used to being big dog. She used to being big dog. She used to saying stuff and leading with her money, but like shade you a little bit and try to pass it off as jokes, try to get her shit off with you. And Alexia let her know, not me, bitch. So Stephanie comes in and she tried to say that because the girls was talking about Todd. And she said, oh, Todd, we threw a party for Todd. And Alexia said, no, it wasn't about Todd. It was all about all y'all being narcissists. And so Stephanie says, including you, she said, I'm actually not. I'm too much of an empath. I'm not full of myself like maybe you be. And she pointed her finger. And when she pointed her finger, it was in her face. I was like, oh, wow. Alexia is really aggressive. Alexia is aggressive. Stephanie, I can tell that Stephanie is not used to people getting back with her. And so she tried to laugh it off. And Alexia tells her, don't do that. Don't play with Todd. Stephanie was saying, well, all the quotes were about Todd. And Alexia was like, no, it wasn't. And she said, well, every time you talk about it, you get tense. And she was like, yeah, girl, that's still my husband. So Stephanie is in her confessional saying that it annoys her that Alexia lets Todd get away with having his cake and eating it too. But my thing is, why are you annoyed?
This situation that we talking about ain't got nothing to do with you.
Why are you annoyed? Because you haven't met Todd before and you don't even really know Alexia. So why are you so invested? You want to get your shit off because I think that what Stephanie thinks is that the fan base is going to be looking at Alexia, girl, like this girl's stupid, she crazy, and she's trying to get points. Girl, that ain't none of your business. You don't know the dynamic of their relationships or nothing like that. You don't know nothing. I could see if she was on the show and seeing what was going on with them last year and she got an opinion, but you don't even know what's going on. But all you know, everything that the people that you heard so far is a lie. So then we got Gertie. Gertie gave a speech. She said that cancer showed her that she's not always in control, but she thanked cancer for showing her another way to live, and she's living louder. And then she said, this is so cringy when I hear people say this. She said she got an MRI, and it came back that she was 100% that big.
Oh, no.
But then she thanked Russell and the kids. She gave Russell his flowers. She said that if it wasn't for Russell, that she wouldn't be here right now. And then she finishes her speech by saying, stand by. So Russell leaves with the boys. And then Stephanie is taking another dig at Todd at the bar. I forgot what she said. I don't know exactly what she said. I just wrote down she took another dig at the bar about Todd. So she used to playing big dog with people. I could tell that. So Gertie comes back to the mic. She said that she want to shed a light on something that has cast a cloud on some of her friendships, her relationships, and her character. She said that she is going to set the record straight by telling the truth and exposing the lie. Now, as she was talking, there was text messages on the projector. She said that she felt like this will be healthy for the group and it will allow us to move on in a positive, truthful manner. Okay, so it ended up showing text messages. I wish we would have been able to see the text message. You know, I'm nosy. I wanted to see each text and study them. Bravo should have showed the messages so we could pause our screen and see everything, but they didn't show it. The girls are gagged. They said that it was dirty, it was distasteful, and they showed a flashback of Gertie in her dressing room talking to Russell. And she asked Russell, did you talk to Julia? And he was like, yeah, she said that y'all was making progress. And Gertie said, how could we be making progress when we were at the Greek party? She did exactly what we said that we wouldn't do. And they wrote that beautiful Greek footage and they showed her at the Greek event doing something that they said they wouldn't do. And then they wrote the beautiful green footage again of Gertie and Julia having a sit down saying that they wouldn't basically talk about what was going on between them with the group anymore. Gertie says, since she took it back there, I have no choice but to let the truth be told. She said, I'm tired of giving grace, and I'm not taking shit laying down, and I'm going to teach her a lesson. And I'm with you. Then they showed her, she was in the mirror doing her makeup. She was put on some mascara. She said, when they go low, you go high. But sometimes when they go low, we go lower. Again, I wish we could have seen the text messages, all of them. They did show that Julia did invite her or suggest that she came on the cruise. Again, this is Housewives. They're going to try to do the wordplay. But the bottom line is that Gertie didn't invite herself.
Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that.
The girls are upset. They flabbergasted. They all in the corner, huddling around, seeing what they about to do. Let me get this straight. The girls are upset that Gertie is exposing the text messages and are trying to hide behind that it's in front of people who don't know our friend group. But it's okay for Julia to assault and embarrass her in front of people who don't know the friend group?
Make it make sense.
Because the people that was at that reception, that wedding reception, didn't know their friend group either. And that girl assaulted her at that reception. So everybody's in a confessional saying that, you know, they won't be texting each other. And I'm always mindful about what texts I send, even before the Diddy trial. I had got fired from a job before because I was working with a friend and I told him I was going to slap the shit out of him when I saw him. He ended up doing coke that weekend and he did not come to work. And when they asked him why he didn't come to work, he said that the reason why he didn't come to work is because I had threatened him and showed some people the text message.
Only weak bitches do that.
So this 6'6" black man said that he was going to slap the shit out of you. He was a whitewashed biracial man that really didn't want to be black, if we being honest. Used it against me. And when I tell you, when I made it home that day, the people called me as soon as I walked in the door. The people called me and told me that I was suspended while they do an investigation. The investigation was not an investigation. The investigation was they needed to cut my check because in California, when you're terminated, they have to give you your last check at the time of the termination. And so that was a Friday. They ended up getting the check mailed there because they had to get the check mailed from Sacramento. And so they got the check, I guess, expedited. And it was there Tuesday. They told me to come in Tuesday and they terminated me and handed me my check.
You can't do that.
Gag, okay? Gertie tells Adriana and Lisa why she did what she did. It was exactly what she told Russell. She said that we wasn't going to take it back to the group, and that's what she did. And so I took it back there too. So unlike when Gertie was assaulted, most of the girls rallied together and left the event because remember, when Gertie was assaulted, they wanted Gertie to leave. But now it's Julia, and so they're leaving Gertie's event. Gertie is putting on like she's unaffected by them leaving, but I can tell that she was affected by them leaving. My feelings was hurt seeing that though, if I'm being honest, because she asked them to have an open heart and their heart wasn't open. I do not like that. I do not like that. And so Marysol drunk ass talking about it was a public humiliation. This is what it's like to be a black person in America. Gertie was publicly humiliated at your wedding reception. She was chased around and then she was assaulted. Are you fucking kidding me, Marysol? No, baby. Gertie was publicly humiliated. Gertie was publicly humiliated at your wedding reception. Stephanie was going to leave with the group. Everybody didn't leave. Most of the girls left. Lisa, Adriana, Kiki, and Carmen stayed. Julia, Alexia, Larsa, and Marysol was leaving. Stephanie was going to leave with them, but Adriana was like, "No, baby. Different people react different ways." And that made her rethink her decision. So she goes outside and she tells the girls, "You know what? I'm gonna stay neutral." And Alexia will tell her girl, "Stand your ground. If you want to stay neutral and go in there and kiss Gertie ass, girl, go in there and kiss her ass." And she was like, wait a minute, baby. Ain't nobody kissing nobody ass. You know, I'm staying neutral. I'm new to the group. What's wrong with being neutral? Maybe this is your norm because you married to a crazy guy who made you think this is the norm.
In some ways.
I said, oh my God. Oh my God. Right? The thing is this, I'm telling y'all, when a person keep on making digs like that, and it's the same dig over and over, it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. She really feel that way about you because she keep on playing on your top. She really feel that way about you. And so Alexia said, girl, leave my husband out of it because if your marriage was so great, you won't be a part of this fuck show. So Stephanie apologizes. What are you apologizing for? Why are people apologizing when they really feel what they feel? And so Stephanie is saying, you know, this is why I don't get along with sensitive people because I'm not sensitive. Girl, you're not sensitive. You just punk puss and you don't got no backbone. You don't got no strong puss. You can't stand up in what you're saying.
Hey, you're weak, honey.
And so Stephanie is telling Alexia, girl, you have to be careful in how you speak to me. Alexia tell her, no, you come for me every time you sit next to me when you talk about Todd. And Alexia is correct. Bitch, you keep on coming for me, bitch, and I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say. Hey, don't tell me how to talk to you. I can talk the way I want to talk. Stephanie said that she would never talk about Todd again. You shouldn't have been talking about him like that in the first place. The first time you met her, the first time you met Alexia at the baby shower, you was already talking shit about Todd or giving unwanted advice, and you didn't even know her. All you heard with the girls say something about Todd, and you coming to giving Alexia your input. And if I was Alexia, I wanted to know what you heard. I want to know the rundown. If you talking about me behind my back, I want to know everything that was said. I want to know everything that was said. I need to know the story. I need to know what happened from when you woke up in the morning till you ate breakfast. I need to know your exact day, exactly what happened and what was said about me.
Real talk.
I know I'm a little toxic. You better ask my friends. Adriana goes outside because Kiki and Carmen go back inside and they tell everybody, yeah, baby, it was like World War III outside because they was going, Alexia and Stephanie was really going back and forth. And so Adriana was like, let me go out here and see what's going on. Julia was on the side calling Martina, telling Martina to stay up for her. And Adriana was telling the girls, you know, I don't like stuff like that either, but everybody leaving ain't cool either. And that's the truth. We neutral. We don't know what was going on. That's their friendship. Adriana was like, let me go and talk to Julia to see what was going on. And so as she's saying that, Marysol was like, I don't know how you can come back from this, girl. She'll be okay. Julia will be able to come back from this. If Gertie can overcome or come back from somebody assaulting her and chasing her around a wedding reception, Julia will be okay with somebody showing some text messages of her lying ass. And I see why the girls don't like Adriana. Because when Adriana walked away, they were saying that she was delusional. These girls like to click up, and Adriana is not a follower. That's why she stayed inside, and I respect that about Adriana. These girls like to click up, and they was clicked up when Gertie was assaulted. Remember, Adriana was not there. Adriana and Lisa was not there. So Gertie was the odd one out. That's why nobody did nothing. That's why Alexia can keep her apology. Oh, I wish I would have reacted different. Girl, y'all was clicked up. And that's why y'all didn't do nothing. And that's why y'all didn't care. That's why y'all didn't stop. That's why Julia was not stopped from assaulting her or chasing her around that party. Because y'all was clicked up and y'all don't fuck with Gertie like that. So Adriana tells her, well, girl, are you going to come back inside? Maybe you should show your text messages. She showed her text messages. Why don't you show yours? Adriana is correct. But if she's showing the text messages, I'm sure she got the same text messages. If they're real texts, the text messages will be the same. But the thing is, she lying. And so Julia was like, I'm not stooping to Gertie's level. No, baby. You are the lower level. Not her. You are the lower level. So then they show Gertie inside. Gertie was in there going off, baby. Gertie was like, baby, this party say, if you look on the wall, it say me. This is my me era. And it's my party, and I can do what I want to do. And I feel that. Y'all, that was the episode. Thank y'all so much for clicking on the video. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that Gertie was wrong? Stephanie Punk Puss, do y'all think that Stephanie is wrong for the stuff that she I feel like that Stephanie is out of line for the way that she coming at Alexia and Tom. And she ain't playing neither. My thing is why we apologizing, girl. You said it multiple times. I don't want to hear no apology. When you said it more than one, because I'm already signing on you when you say it one time. But when you say it multiple times, girl, that's the truth. That's how you really feel when you telling somebody this stuff to their face. But thank y'all so much for clicking on the video, y'all. I appreciate the love and support. I'm sorry that the review was late. I'm going to do better next time. And I'll see y'all later. Adios.
Call Daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call Daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call Daddy, tell him 25 got it.